Excellent. So, hey, thanks for tuning into this, everyone. Yeah, all a little bit confusing. Live stream, then premiere, and live stream again. Yeah, I just wanted to do a little bit of something to celebrate because that was the end of season 2, right? All 6 episodes. And it's interesting because in many ways, the start of Harpist in the Wild came about because of 2 of those videos, the Goldberg aria that you just heard, and also the Chaconne. Turn my mic up a little bit. Yeah, let me see if I can do that. 12 dB boost. That looks a little better, and I'll try to get a little bit closer. Testing, testing. I'll try to speak a little bit louder too. Okay. So, yeah, I'd recorded the Chaconne and the aria in October of last year, and was really happy with how they turned out. And I almost posted them just as standalone videos, but I kind of felt they deserved like something more, right? And somehow I think it was at that point that I got this idea of Harpist in the Wild, of kind of tying together some stories and a little bit more than just the video. And also then that idea of maybe being able to bring that idea of the wild and nature to a piece like Vivaldi's Winter, where I didn't want to take my harp outside, but that I could record something outside and then tie it together with a performance. So, yeah, so it's been a while, right? Again, I recorded that aria that you just heard in October, and here it is, it's June already. But yeah, so really excited to have done these 2 seasons then. The season 1 with the improv, some of those back from 2018, and then this music here in season 2, which of course was all Baroque music. And I don't think I really talked about it, but the order of the episodes was sort of chronological, or maybe I mentioned it a couple times, but that starting with the toccata, which who knows when it was written and whether Bach actually wrote it, but potentially it might have been written in, say, 1705, and then 1706 or 1705, thereabouts, for the Chaconne. Winter, maybe 1717, and of course Vivaldi was 7 years older than Bach and Handel, so he's a little bit older there. And the cello prelude, again, maybe 1720 or thereabouts, and the Blacksmith was published in 1720. But then the Goldberg variations, I'm not sure exactly when it was written, but it was published in 1741. But I think probably written earlier than that. But the last piece then potentially chronologically. And of course, it has a story behind it, right? Which is that this Russian diplomat who was at the court where Bach was working had suffered from insomnia and had with him a talented young harpsichordist called Goldberg. And so this Russian wanted Bach to write something that Goldberg could play when the Count couldn't sleep. And Bach wrote these variations, and everybody was happy. And the story is quite possibly not true, but certainly the Count was a real person, and Bach applied to him for various diplomatic favors, trying to get into various courts. And anyway, it's a great story, so you can read more about it. But as I say, I chose to, for this episode, instead tell the story of filming it. Because again, I think, same with the Chaconne, right? Where I went out that first time and recorded, but with the wrong audio settings and nothing to show for it. But, it's just great to get out there and do these things. And again, it can be hard because there's that difference between, in the moment, right? It can feel like a lot of work sometimes, but then afterwards, looking back, you're glad that you did it. And let's see, what else did I want to talk about? So hard to imagine these were written so very long ago. Yeah, so it's kind of interesting then also to look at these 3 composers and think about sort of their career path, so that we have Vivaldi and Handel, who were both quite famous in their own time, and Bach, not so much. Again, this idea of being a musician's musician, and connoisseurs might be aware of him, but he wasn't particularly famous and never quite got the positions that he wanted. And then, so Bach, for example, it kind of starts here, and then dips down, pretty obscure. But then, you know, in the 1800s, his stock, as it were, starts to rise, and now, of course, very, very famous. And Vivaldi, you know, famous, so up here maybe, and then he fell out of fashion. And it's funny for us, I think, to look back and think about music going out of style or being thought of as old-fashioned, because we kind of hear all this Baroque music and it's all up from a different era. But at that time, right, Vivaldi, by the end of his life, his music was maybe thought of as a little bit old-fashioned. Bach's certainly was, right? And so after his death, his music wasn't really played that much. So he, you know, famous, and then quite a dip down, and then it took longer for his music to sort of get discovered and start being played again. And then Handel, of course, is kind of the exception, because he was quite famous in his time, and he remained famous in the sense that his music continued to be played. And I think partly because being in England has always suffered a little bit from lack of composers, and of course all his music that had English words, his music was continuously played then pretty much throughout these past centuries. Let's see. Oh, I wanted to show you a closer look at these hand warmers. So I have various hand warmers knit by various students, but these particular ones are kind of cool because there's like this soft mohair strip right here that's different than the rest of the hand warmer, with the idea being that it just means it feels a little freer on the palm when playing, and yet still provides some warmth. And again, as I said, it was so cold, and my fingers were just freezing cold. But they would have been much colder without these, right? It does make a big difference. So yeah, hand warmers are great. I thought I'd also show you again what I use to record outdoors, which is just a little portable recorder. So this is a Zoom H5, but Tascam makes good recorders as well. And what I do is I just put it inside the body of the harp. And that, which is something I discovered initially, I wasn't doing that, but that then cuts out a lot of the noise. So does a decent job of cutting out wind noise, but also of anything else that, you know, airplanes or people or dogs barking or whatever, and creates a great sound, as long as you remember to have the right settings. What else did I want to tell you? Right, I wanted to play a couple little behind the scenes clips. So let me bring that up. So, as I said, on that day, I didn't really have a chance to vlog, to record beforehand, because I was just dashing up there. But I did record something afterwards. But actually, first I'm going to play you a little clip of scouting this forest location. I'll try to fix my hair too. The day before. And the problem was that first the hike there was maybe a little long, and also on the day I recorded this Goldberg Variations, I wanted the sun coming through the trees, and initially that afternoon there wasn't a lot of sun. So anyway, let me play this little clip.
At the moment I'm just trying to scout a little bit to check whether I haven't mined this one location, and I want to get both the time of day, so with this sort of late afternoon, early evening or late evening light coming through the trees. It can be quite spectacular. And I'm also trying to check to see just exactly how far it is in terms of bringing my harp up this path. So I thought I'd bring you along with me as we check this out.
Great. And then so there was the scouting, and then I also did film a little bit after recording the aria. So let me play you a couple of those clips. Here we go.
All right, just finished recording out here. Sun's
camera.
Just gone down. All set up here. All my various gear. A little bit of extra light, and it's really freezing cold. So barely able to feel my fingers, and fortunately the piece that I was recording, right, the Goldberg Variations, is not super fast, but definitely a challenge to play. You know, you just feel like these fingers don't even exist. But anyway, I hopefully got some good footage. Beautiful sunset, as you can see out there, and Yeah, gorgeous sunset. So, hoping that this all turned out okay. I'm gonna go pack up and check out the footage. All right, so got everything pretty much packed away. Just have to pack away the tripod. See that sunset, beautiful clouds. I've also got the moon. Let me see if I can show you the moon here. Oh yeah, there it is, right above the, right coming up above the trees. Sorry for the jostling around. Let's see if we can try and get that in focus a little bit. So a nice 3/4 moon, I guess, or something like that. Coming up, and again, this beautiful, beautiful sunset out there, right? So, I'm gonna finish packing up and head on in.
So yeah, there you have it. And it's been really nice, both season 1 and season 2, to just kind of experiment a little bit, right? And here with season 2 in particular, kind of having this creating a story first, and then playing some music. And again, here in season 2, most of those, I guess everything, all the music was recorded first, and then I recorded the story. And ideally, what I would like to do, at least for some episodes, would be to be telling a story sort of as I hike up or whatever, go to the location, then record the music. But when I recorded those pieces, I didn't quite have this idea fully formed in my mind. So it's been fun to kind of work on this and evolve this, and I'm excited to get ready for season 3. But as I said in my newsletter, nothing's been filmed yet, so it's I'll keep you posted. But it's not going to be next week. So a little bit of a break. But you can always go back and rewatch the complete season 2 here. And what else to say? Maybe I'll just check. I should have been checking back through chat here a little bit. Oh, right. A quick reminder. I think probably all of you are pretty diehard fans. Thanks for watching. But just to let you know, if you don't already, that a lot of the music that I performed is still on sale until Sunday. And yeah, so it's definitely summer here. We've got some beautiful weather right now. It's a little bit windy, but looking forward to really some inviting days to be out. It's funny because I filmed that. The story for the Goldberg aria, right? I filmed that 2 days ago on Thursday, and it was a warm summer day, as I said at the beginning. But by the end of the evening, as I was hiking up, and you get up the hill, and the wind is starting to blow, and it actually was another cold day, just like that October day that I filmed the actual performance in. So yeah, it's warm here, but it does cool down sometimes. But yeah, looking forward to this summer and doing a lot of recording outside. May even take my pedal harp outdoors as well. So I'll keep you posted. Remember to subscribe to my newsletter if you haven't already. And I think I'm going to wrap it up. So thanks so much for tuning in throughout this entire season. It's been great to see so many familiar faces at the premieres. And hope you've enjoyed all that music. And I will see you soon. Cheers.